Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Michaela and I'm going to do today with you a new pattern, and I haven't named it yet, of course. But it's going to be the bottoms of Ida top, and I'm so excited. I really love this combination, and I'm going to explain you all the pieces I have here prepared already. So first things first, I have here a front piece and a back piece um, of my first bottoms, like I would say, and this is my lining in white, like this. That's the lining, and then I have the second bottoms, which they will come over, and for this part I've only cut one main fabric, no lining, since there will be already 3 layers of fabric, so no need to make it more bulky or whatsoever. I've got here the straps for binding, and I've already cut my spaghetti straps to tie my bottoms. The front one, you can actually have an adjustable strap, or you simply can have a tying strap. I'm going to show you how to do it with an adjustable strap, but of course you would be needing a o-ring and two o-rings and bikini slider, bra slider. So I've got here, these are the strap sliders or bra sliders, and these are the two rings to create the adjustable strap. So I'm going to set them aside, and I'm going to also set aside this part of the bottoms. And if you do not have a binding attachment to do a binding strap, you can always use a fold over elastic. This is as well very easy. I'll be showing you in the next video the fold over elastic I have. And so we will start with these bottoms, and I have here my lining. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place the back piece on top of the front piece, and I'm going to pin it in the center, the crotch area, and I'm going to serge it over. If you don't have a serger or an overlocker, depending how you call it, you can use your zigzag stitch of your normal sew machine. If you do, you can just go ahead and use your serger. So what I'm doing, I am actually going to make for the main fabric a straight stitch like this. Sorry, I'm just trying to place it good because I didn't pin it. I was a little lazy. So for this main fabric, I've done a straight stitch, and for my lining, a full stitch, and for my lining, I will actually be leaving a little hole. So I've done a few stitches, and now what I'm going to do, I am going to I will do 2 more. Now I lift the fabric away, and I create a chain, and then I place it once again underneath, and I'm going to explain you practically why, because I do want to have a little hole to turn my bottoms later through this little hole on the right side of the fabric. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the bottoms, and this is my right side of the fabric, and this will also be the right side of the fabric facing towards the lining. So right side facing together. I'm going to place it like this, and I'm going to pin the upper parts and the leg openings. So I always like to start from the I always like to start from the center seam, that they are matching perfectly together. And then I am going to show you, because for this step I'm not straight serging. I prefer always to do a basting stitch first. So I'm securing my 2 layers of fabric together practically without serging it first, because it can be a little bit slippery depending on the type of fabric you're using. So you want to have like perfect matching. So I'm just going to pin this upper part, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing a basting stitch. And the basting stitch is actually just a straight stitch with my highest stitch length. And once I've done this basting stitch, I'm usually making little cuts into this stitch, so it allows stretch later. Of course, you can also, once you've serged it, you can also remove this basting stitch. I actually never remove it, but I make the cuts into it, and I make sure that it allows stretch to my fabric. So I'm placing it under my foot, and as you see, my stitch length is on max, on 4. And it's just a simple, straight, easy stitch. Okay. And now in this moment, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make these little cuts every few centimeters into the stitch, like this, and on the other side as well. I did choose a collar stitch so you can see better the lining part as well. And now I'm going to continue to pin off camera the leg openings and the other upper part. Once I'm done doing the basting stitch as well, I'm going to show you, actually I'm going to show you right now what is the next step. So the next step is always using the serger. So I'm serging it after and adding elastic in the same time. I'm using rubber elastic. This is optional, but highly recommended. It gives a more secure, snug to your bottoms, and I think overall using elastic gives much more recovery to your fabric. So here it is. I've made here the I've serged it with the elastic, and now I'll be doing off camera the leg openings, the other upper part, and I'm going to do the basting stitch as well as adding elastic and serge it. Once I'm done, I'm going to show you how I'm attaching the straps, and this bottom, we will turn it on the right side, will be almost finished, and then we will go on to the second bottoms. Okay, so I've done here my I have my first bottoms. I have them ready. I added the elastic on it, and I have here my straps. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how I'm going to attach practically just one single strap, right? All the rest I will be doing them off camera. So for this step I'm using a safety pin. In case you do not have a safety pin, you can also use a loop turner. This is also useful. And what I do, I introduce it through this little hole which we've left it here, right? And it doesn't matter where you introduce it first. Doesn't matter which side. all four parts should be with a strap. So I introduce it here, and I simply do a straight stitch over, but what is important about it is that I try to repeat it a few times. So I went and I did a few times back and forth like this, and of course I am going to trim the excess fabric. Perfect. So I'll be doing all the other four off camera, and meanwhile I want to show you what I'm doing next. So next I am going to actually place the front piece on top of my back piece, and I am going to sew it at the crotch area, because I don't like it that it's very bulky in the crotch area. I am going to do a straight stitch here, but I'm going 2 times. So that would be just one, and whenever I do this I just simply go just a straight stitch and then the second stitch. I do the back and forth in the beginning and in the end, like this. And of course I am also going to trim the excess fabric, so in this way it's not too bulky, the crotch area, right? So that being said, I already have the second bottoms prepared, and what I'm going to do next, I'm going to my cover stitch machine. But before, let me just show you my fold over elastic to give you an example of what you can use in case you do not have a binding stitch. So I have here my fold over elastic, and as you can see, it has 1 centimeter width on each side, so practically 2 centimeters width. And if you do not have a binding attachment, you can always just simply place the fabric in between and do a zigzag stitch with your normal sew machine. So that being said, I'm going to my cover stitch machine, and like I said, I'm going to use my cover stitch machine. I'm just going to show you like really few stitches on. I'm always starting with the sides. So first we're going to do the leg openings, and then the upper part. And for each upper part and back part, you have the option to do fixed straps or adjustable straps. In case you do adjustable straps, I'll give you the measurements in a minute, but you will always have to leave a few centimeters in order to have the adjustable length. So whenever I'm actually doing now my cover stitch, I am slightly pulling the binding, really not too much. I'm going to I cannot trim it, but yeah, I'm going to continue off camera. Once I'm done, I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I have here the first bottoms sorry, The first bottom's ready, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to turn them on the right side of the fabric. And if you have one of the straps, of course it's much easier to turn them through the strap. And these bottoms are really almost ready. Look how cute they look like. I love this color. Next thing what I'm going to do, I am going to close this little hole, and I will be doing an invisible stitch, or you can just simply do a straight stitch. Yeah, I will be doing this off camera as I don't want to make the video too long. You can choose what stitch you want to use. Once I'm done, they will be attached to the upper bottoms, and I have here of course the upper bottoms as well ready, and they are lower, right, as they would come practically like that under. So what I'm going to show you right now, I'm going to show you how to attach the slider and the o-ring. So the first things first, the bottom part, so the the back piece, I have very short straps left, right? So why is this? Because here is where I am going to attach the o-ring. So I just place it like this underneath through it, sorry. And I have this, what it's called, a hump jumper. And it's like a small little thingy which helps my sew machine to stitch over a tiny bit thicker layers. So I just place it practically underneath, and I just go ahead and do a straight stitch like that. And now I'm going back one more time and and repeat the same step. So I place it behind and this time I'm going to go from the other side, and the same thing, going back and forth. It can be a little bit tricky because of course it's a thicker part, right? So you can repeat the one stitch as many times as you'd like. I trim the excess fabric and I have it already ready, and now I'm going to show you how to add the the bra slider. So I have here the bra slider. I'm going to give you the measurements of this strap in no time. So I'm just practically bringing it through like that, and now I bring it through the o-ring like this, and here I am going to kind of like bring up the strap, and I'm going to pass the strap one more time, but this time underneath, right? And I want to make sure that there is no fabric twisting whatsoever like this. So I have it prepared to do one more straight stitch over. So the same, I'm taking my hump jumper I place it here, and I'm going to pull a tiny bit like that. I'm going to lower my foot and one straight stitch. So this I did manage to go back and forth, but in case it happens that you're struggling using the hump jumper, for sure it's really helpful to do the straight stitch. That being said, we only have to do close the little hole, the bottoms, and attach the two bottoms together, which we will be doing it practically with a straight stitch. So once this hole is ready, I'm going to be placing it like this inside and just do a simple straight stitch through. I'm not gonna do it on camera, it's such a simple step, doing the straight stitch like that, and then you have uh, um, the two bottoms already ready practically. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and I can't wait to see your projects as well, your new bikinis. If you have any questions, please feel free to write me. Happy to help. Happy sewing.